Hey everyone, it's Chung here from Tech Cloud TV. I'm excited today to host our 6th AMA in this series, Women in Tech. With us today we have Alex Tomaszewska, vivid and passionate influencer in the technology community, who helps women work in technology to develop the skills necessary to succeed in a male-dominated industry, but also remain themselves. She is an engineer with 12 years experience, first beginning as a programmer and working in a shipping yard to lead a team up to. Alex's main passion is to help entrepreneurs who feel unmotivated and burnt out find a new edge in their business and turn it into a more profitable and less time-consuming way of getting to the desired lifestyle. She is a life mindset and brain trainer and business coach. The journey to her success is not without struggle and an amazing story. Thank you so much, Alex, for being with us here today. Can you please share with us how your journey first began and some challenges or drivers and what it is today?
Yeah, Alex, we just had an introduction of your history and your body of work. So thank you for coming on the channel. So we'll just kick it off with the first question. You went from someone terrified of public speaking to crushing it. A conference more than 500 people. What are some of the things that helped you overcome this fear of public speaking?
First of all, thank you for having me here. And so, yeah, there's two things that I can identify that definitely helped me. First of all, I had a mentor at work who just shaped me from a piece of coal into a diamond. I never expected this much development could happen for me, and it was definitely due to him. I've done a lot more development after we stopped collaborating, because we just collaborated for 2 years, but those were really crucial. So he knew how to work with me. You know, he would push me and not push me in the right moments. So when you're working with a woman, we're quite emotional, and I used to be very emotional and very insecure. So then you really need to know when you need to appraise her and when you need to praise her, you know, and there was a lot of praising there, I guess, mostly. And then when you need to push her, but just enough so that she doesn't go too far, so that she doesn't get scared and such. So it's like the balance in support, in the support that you're getting, working with somebody that can understand you, truly understand you, and that you can trust. That's one. And then the second thing was, so he was pushing me, you know, to do presentations at work, etc. So I was gaining experience in that, and he was also the one that I think he asked me to apply to be a host for that conference for 500 people. So he put this idea in my mind, because I would have never done it. You know, I'd be like, no, come on. And then they took me, you know, and it was just one of the best days of my life, that conference. It took me 2 months to prepare, but it was incredible. So it's putting ideas in your head and then making you believe that you can actually achieve it. This kind of a support was just crucial on my way, and I believe it is crucial for women in technology. As I talk to them, you know, they usually don't get this kind of support, and when they do, they're very happy, and that's when they progress. And then the second thing that was really helpful was this presentation skills training, which was 2 or 4 days, I'm not sure, and it was led by 3 people with completely different backgrounds. So one of them was an actress, the other one was a lawyer, and the third one, I don't remember, but each of them had a different background, and they had their own experiences on stage, and they were teaching us, you know, from different viewpoints. So that was truly excellent. And one of the exercises over there was the exercise with the camera, where you actually have to record yourself, and people have a lot of issues with that. But me, with my huge stage fright, which I consider to have been worse than of the other participants of the training, I would go home after the training and then do the recordings and practice, speaking, taking a shower all day and all night, basically almost, so that the next day I could be better. And that really helped me. So it really helps you when you're practicing public speaking to see you on camera, because then you can see what you're doing with your body and how there's no alignment with the body language, etc. And if you have the right supportive environment where you can practice it, that's also very important. So a lot of it is about trust ready and getting the right support.
So what I got out of that is so you had a mentor that really supported you to move forward in your career, planted the seeds of I guess the term fake it till you make it, or like you have to, the idea has to start from somewhere. There had to be a seed. They're planting a seed inside you, and then giving you confidence. And then once you have that confidence, it will take you to the next step. And the last step I take from that is just practice. Practice makes perfect. So to be comfortable in yourself of failing, but just keep on trying all your best. Do the preparation, do training, and then it will basically get you from being terrified as you were and being, I guess, an expert in their field now. So do you feel that when you talk to people now, if someone asks you to do a conference, do you feel that you're more confident to say yes for these opportunities?
Absolutely, yes, because I very much enjoyed hosting that conference, so I felt like I was at the right place, and I never thought I would do it, because the way I was scared, I couldn't even speak in front of my team about what I was doing, like weekly meetings. That was an issue for me. And then hosting a conference, that's a completely different thing. Of course, I get nervous. Absolutely. I mean, the body, it has its own rules when you go on stage. But this is something that's really a wonderful experience, and a lot of people get it that way. They are still terrified of being on stage, and then once they go, they figure out, oh, this is what I love doing. But there's no other way to figure it out than doing it again, than through experience.
Okay, let's move along. So what advice would you give for all women out there that work in IT, who lack the confidence in their abilities and struggle to make a mark in their workplace?
I would definitely say asking for help is good for you. The way we think about asking for help, especially women, men don't have an issue with that like that. Women tend to think, if I ask for help, they're going to think I'm stupid, okay? They're going to think I'm going to show that I don't know something. I'm going to show that I'm not professional, etc. And that's not the case, really. When you ask for help, you're showing that you are being proactive. You are actually showing your brilliance, that you have questions, that you think about things, that you're involved, that you're motivated. So this puts you kind of on the spotlight. It puts you forward, and most people will not ask for help. So you also get leverage from that, really. So it's brilliant, simple way, which also gets you answers. So there's no downsides. There's really no downside to it. It's only in your head. So that's the first thing. And then find a mentor. Like, I talk to a lot of women, and those who have mentors, those are the ones that thrive. And the mentor doesn't have to be a woman. Women work great with male mentors, and there's a lot of men who will support us, especially that men are more confident. So given the fact that there is not many women in tech, and some of them might have their confidence issues, insecurities, etc. themselves, you may want to select a male mentor, but somebody that you really resonate with. And it has to be somebody that you feel confident with, that you feel good around, that you feel that you can trust them, So never select anybody that you would feel like you want to refrain information from him, because then he cannot help you.
Of course, yeah.
And to select them, and the mentor doesn't have to be your manager. It can be anybody in the organization. And so that, again, don't be afraid to go ahead and ask. We would normally think, as a woman, I'm not good enough to be mentored, or he's gonna say no, or she's gonna say no, or you know, how do I do this, etc. And I want to tell you from the other person's perspective. When somebody comes to you and asks you to mentor them, you feel elevated. You feel like, oh my God, yeah, that's excellent. That's great. You know, you don't get requests like that every day. And it's showing you that you are being looked at, you know, you are being looked as somebody who's worthy. So that it actually increases their confidence. And also, when you ask them, they will really want to make a great impression on you, and they would do anything to get you to succeed, because that's big as well, you know. So really, it's a great collaboration. It's a great situation, and it's a fantastic thing to go out there and ask for mentorship. Yeah. If you're watching this, I want you to remember that. Okay, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask. If there's just one thing you remember, it's this.
Moving on. So in your career, since you made the change to be a life coach, what are the most memorable, successful stories that you have that you can share with us today?
Well, honestly, I am my longest lasting customer, because I've been working on myself for like really working on myself for the past year and a half. And the results, what I want to say is the results that if you're consistent and you know where you're headed and you know how to do things in your personal development, if you're only consistent, it's not really hard. You can get to amazing, amazing results, which just go far beyond understanding of many people, really. So I went from a girl with a low self-esteem, a low confidence, to somebody that can actually heal with energy. And it just happened to me. And if I said anything like that, you know, a year ago or a year and a half ago, if somebody told me, hey, you're going to be able to heal people with energy, I would just go like, okay, no, I'm an engineer. Okay, that doesn't work that way. But the word really does work that way. And I've done it to people. We just store so much negative energy, like emotions in us. It can all be released if you know how to do it. So you can get, with personal development, you can actually get to a level of I don't know, feeling like you are a piece, a part of this whole universe. You're not, things are not happening to you, they're happening through you, they're happening for you, etc. And so you get to this incredible love for life and appreciation of the smallest things. And nature, for example. Like, I never used to love nature that much. I love animals, but I was always a city girl and thinking, you know, there's a lot of entertainment in there. I was a party girl, and I still love to party, by the way. But then I started to appreciate nature, and it's a whole, you know, new way of seeing the world and how you appreciate the nature and what you can get from it, which is this feeling of being at peace with yourself, of being confident and relaxed, and being able to achieve many, 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 many things. You don't have to be stressed about them. You don't have to go frantically about doing things. There's a better way of doing them. So I think my story, to me, is the most important one, because it's the longest one and it's an ongoing journey, and it's just wonderful. And I just want to get people inspired by it to really start working on their personal development on a deeper level, because this is something that will just make everybody happy when they do it. So do it. It's incredible.
Okay. Moving on to the next one. So in your career, you've made career choices which were not the best for you personally. And I'm sure a lot of people are currently in the same boat and wondering if their current choice is the right one. What advice can you give to those people to help them work that out? I guess you touched on a little bit just then, but maybe just going a bit deeper.
Actually, yeah. So that one of the choices was to quit my job. There's a bigger background story to it. So I was managing teams of up to 70 people, and I was just this running girl. I didn't have a time to drink coffee at work anymore, and I'm a people person, so I didn't have the time to go and chat, with them. It got to a point where everybody was working remotely, so I started to work from home too, without even seeing people. So it's not really healthy. But they weren't at the office, so that was my choice. Anyway, I got depressed, and I've always been a person very energetic and life-loving and so on. And then I lost my identity because I was depressed, and I had no idea what was next, if I was ever going to come out of it or not. And I wasn't able to work for 18 months. So when this happens to you, I was really, really happy because it all passed, and I got through it, and I got to a much better place right now. But when it happens, that's your cue and a clue to make changes, introduce changes in your life. So I knew I had to do them. So I was surprised when I read the question about the choices. How was it phrased? I made choices which were not best for me personally. And so there's one tip here. I was surprised to see the word not best choices, because I think we never make bad choices and bad decisions. So it's very easy to judge a choice or a decision after it's been made, after you get more information. From a perspective, it was a bad decision. Yeah, it's easy to say that. But at the point in time when you're making a choice or making a decision, this is how we're constructed, we're always making the best choice. And a lot of it depends on the mental state that you're currently in. For example, you have a bad day. So you may decide not to do something, or wing something, or skip or shift meetings or whatever. You may decide not to go for a job interview because you're not feeling like it, right? For example. And then you're going to regret it. But it doesn't mean that it was a bad choice. It's always the best choice that you can make at in your current situation. So I don't look... this is one of the things that came from my personal development. I don't look at things as failures. I don't believe there is such a thing as failure in the world, in our lives. Everything, there's three things basically. Either it's the right thing to do, either it's a reward or something pleasant, or it's a clue that you're doing something wrong, or it's a clue which will guide you to the next best thing, or it's a lesson. There's no failure in this dictionary. And so there are never bad choices. And whenever you decide to choose something, to change something, I think it's good, because we change through actions and not through thinking. So it's much better when you think too much. It's just you have to do the choice and just start acting upon it. You cannot think of a solution when it comes to making a decision, because then you're just stuck in this vicious circle of thought. So action is the way to go, and don't be afraid of making a bad choice, because you're always going to make the best choice possible. And when you make a choice, it'll lead you to some different circumstances, different environment, maybe different people. You're going to meet somebody, you're going to tell somebody something, whatever. Some things are going to happen that will make a shift. So it's not necessarily this next thing that happens after you make a choice that's going to be like the final point where you can say, okay, it was a bad choice or a good choice. No, the good may come months afterwards. It's just like this butterfly effect. So that's the way I see life. So you need to be more bolder, more action, more courage, and less thinking about the possible consequences, because that's what keeps us stuck. That's
so we get stuck in our own heads, it seems like, but by reaction, rather than thinking about it, we're progressing and moving ourselves out of that the mental state or the situation we're in.
Yes, exactly. And you can come up with just so many reasons not to do things. The longer you think about them, the more reasons you get not to do things, and then you miss out. And then you miss out on things, and then you may miss an incredible opportunity.
Cool. All right, moving on to the next one. So, top tips for women considering a career in tech or technology. What would be your top tips for that?
I would say consider the people that you're going to be working with and check, when the hiring manager, see if you resonate with them. Because as women, if you don't resonate with your hiring manager, it's possible that you'll be stay in hiding basically, and then you will get discouraged. So don't do that to yourself. So you want to be working with people. People are the most important at any job ready. So select the right people for you, even if the job maybe is less rewarding. If you're not, from a confidence point of view, if you're not in a place where you think you can handle that, then it's better to select an environment which will be suitable for you, and then you can grow your confidence and your inner peace at that environment with support, and then you can move on to something more ambitious. So you always need to verify with yourself, okay, is this the right choice for me? Am I ready for this? I'm not resonating with this person who's my manager, but maybe the job is worth it. But you ask yourself if it's really worth it, and if you can handle that. And then the second thing is just go for it. It's the most fantastic job in the world. It gives you so much freedom and possibilities. I have had the best life. I used to love my job. I was so passionate working with people who are intelligent, who are open-minded. There's just so many specialties and so many ways, to progress or to shift. And it's such a complex environment when you're working, on a solution. You can use your soft skills, you can use your designer skills, you can use your analytical skills, and you can introduce changes to companies as well too. So just go for it. The money is great. There's travel, there's conferences, there's a lot of support right now for women. We're rising there. So don't think about going into IT, and don't worry about being in a male world, because you can cope with that. You can really cope with that. Just believe in yourself. Self-belief, believing in yourself, that's the most important part. So I will recommend it to anybody.
All right, Alex. Thank you for being so candid today. Your words speak a lot of truth. I work with a lot of females, and over my years, I've seen the increase and the change of the behavior to a lot of old school male IT workers. We pretty much don't see gender anymore. We see ideas and we see innovation, and we move forward. Definitely, like this our series that the Tech Cloud team have put together and getting you on the show. It's about showcasing, I guess, women in tech and trying to encourage, I guess, all the females out there, and I guess males, to understand that this is innovation going forward. So yeah, so on behalf of the Tech Cloud team and the viewers, I'd like to thank you for being on the channel. You'll be available to help people from the other side of the world.
Yes, absolutely. You can reach out to me, and I have a group, Women and Technology, Our Value in a Man's World, on Facebook. So you can also join that group or follow me on Facebook and ask me about it. And then you can join. I do interviews with intriguing women, with inspiring women who work in technology, but not only that in there. So it's a lot of, it's a very supportive environment, basically. And that's why I created it.
Sure, sounds great. So yeah, just signing off. Thank you for your time. Hopefully it'll catch up for you in the future.
Of course. Thank you so much, and good luck with your channel.
Thank you everyone for supporting us in watching our videos, liking our posts on all social media. Please continue to support us, like and share our content, and drop a comment below if there's anyone that you think that should be on this channel, or if in a way we can help out entrepreneurs there, or anyone in IT that needs mentoring. We're here to support the community.